Testing the cheapest watch I could find on Amazon. Mud, twist it a little. Okay, we're at 50. I have a very inexpensive watch that will last a lifetime. So I thought it would be a pretty interesting test to test the cheapest watch I could find on Amazon. Now, funny enough, I looked up Amazon automatic watch and I filtered it for the cheapest one, and this is what I found for $9.99 when I got it. And obviously, as you can see, this is not an automatic, and I went back to the purchase and it actually said quartz, but when I looked it up again, automatic men's watch, and I sorted it from lowest to highest on price, it popped up again. So there's probably a keyword in there, automatic, so that's why it popped up. I may do another test of the cheapest automatic watch I can find, but like actually an automatic. But I still bought this and I'm still gonna test it. So this is the cheapest automatic quartz watch, and we're gonna put it through the normal test. First up, the drop test, 4.5 feet off the ground. And we're gonna drop it. First glass up. It seems like, so quite a few scratches up here. It seems like, oh, you saw that? That minute hand took, whoa. Okay. The movement's done. That's the first time. It's still ticking. I can barely change time. The minute hand's gone. Okay. What about the date? We can still change the date. Okay. We're going to continue on, but you can only set the hour. We'll see how it does on the rest of the test. On to the mud test. That is not very muddy. Let's see if we can get a little bit more mud here. There we go. Scrape up some mud over here. I'll put this here. Remember, there's some rocks in here. This isn't just pure dirt. There's a lot of rocks and grit in here, so this could be mud/scratch test. Remember, there's a lot of rocks in here. I'm gonna try to get them out because this really isn't the scratch test, but in part I guess it is. But just getting that mud kind of caked on the watch and getting it all in these links. And then we are going to wash it off and see how it does. Okay, so I think that's mud's pretty caked on. We're gonna rinse it off a little bit. I think after all that, it's still working. I don't know if you can hear that. That's all that grit and dirt just caught up in those links. We're able to still change the date. And there goes the time, kind of, remember, because that minute hand's basically gone. And it's still ticking. All right. So I guess off to the band test. I don't even know what this clasp is called, but it kind of hooks in on this metal bar and then clips. But that's the kind of style. Metal links held by, I don't know what, some kind of pin. But we got metal links and then those spring bars. Those spring bars are probably going to snap, but we're going to test it. I mean, you can hear all that crinkling. We're going to try to test this, see if we can pull it off. And that was too easy. Take this one off. See, this one's a little tougher. This one is a little tougher. We're going to try to just put pressure right on these links itself. Twist it a little. Well, if we twist it, you can actually see the links in the bracelet actually twisting as well. I think I can twist these straight up. Well, I didn't even mean to, but that came off. I think I could just twist these links. it's pretty tough, but that's a pretty good bend right there. Pretty tough to do, but I feel like it shouldn't be that easy. Again, I gotta remind myself what this watch is. You know, for 10 bucks, it's doing pretty well. Like, now it's bending, it just doesn't wanna, oh, there we go. So something definitely kind of, oh, there we go. Okay. I don't believe that's how you're supposed to take these links out. I'm actually really confused how you take these links out. Someone comment below if you know how to take these links out, if you've seen a similar bracelet. But I don't think I've ever seen this kind of style of bracelet and how you would even take these off, but it snapped into two. But this bracelet snapped into two. So that's that. I'll get a closer. It is kind of nice looking. You got polished center links and then brushed on the outside. It's gonna be seen like some kind of glass. We're gonna do very light test here for the scratch test. It's just a pebble stone looking thing. And it's scratching that. Not terribly. No, I kind of just wiped it off. It's barely scratching that. Do it a little bit harder. And yep, digging right in there. And this isn't a ton of pressure, it's definitely more pressure. Let's see. It's scraped that up pretty good. Very light pressure. Scratch that. If I dig in here, yep, it's gonna scratch that up pretty good. Still usually scratches pretty easily in that high polished area. I'm expecting these small light, but it scratched it pretty good. And then if we go a little bit tougher, not too tough actually, went right into it. Okay, now on to the pressure test. Basically how this little doohickey machine thing works, I just add pressure in this chamber and it simulates pressure up to those meters. So that was a pretty bad explanation. Basically, this watch says water resistant but 100 feet / 30 meters. So we'll go to 0.3 MPa, which is the equivalent of 30 meters of pressure. In my experience, when it says water resistant, at 10 meters, it's gonna fill up with water. But it says 100 feet to 30 meters. So we're gonna push it to 30 because that's what it says. If it just said water resistant, I'm only going 10 meters, but I'm gonna listen to what it says. Okay, we're at 30 meters, and it seems like, well, it's not locked in properly. It seems like we're pretty good. I kind of want to push it to 60, but why not? Just let's push it to 60. Okay, it's not letting me go past 50 meters. Something may be up with the, it looks like we're above the line, maybe that's why. Again, it says it can go up to 30 meters, and we're well beyond that. Let's release the pressure. And honestly, it's still ticking. No water has entered whatsoever. I really try to be unbiased in these videos, mainly because I don't think my opinion kind of matters for these tests. The whole goal is just to put watches to the test and see how they do. And it's interesting to see how far these watches can go. I really had no faith in this watch at all. Granted, it did break. We effectively cannot tell time because that minute hand doesn't move. Well, it doesn't move. It's broken. But I genuinely am impressed. The bracelet held up pretty well. Again, those spring bars are always gonna come undone first. This is actually not the spring bar that came with it. This was just to test it for the water pressure. It wasn't the best bracelet in the world. Maybe you could put this on a leather band though, so that you can kind of upgrade it there. It was pretty scratch resistant on the lighter side of things. Take a rock and just start scraping it, which I don't know why you would do that. I would do it. I don't know why you would do it. It will scratch pretty good, but those light scratches, honestly, for a daily wear, you're not really going to see those scratches, maybe on the polished case. Yes, the most realistic part of this entire test was the drop test. You know, it ultimately made this watch not work anymore. But again, this is a $10 watch, $9.99 plus tax, right? The movement in here is not that expensive. So if you really like the case and you like the bracelet, or if you switch it out for a leather band and you want something pretty inexpensive, you could replace the movement. I mean, you could probably do it yourself. It's not the most durable, but it's definitely water resistant. We went over 50 meters with this watch. These inexpensive watches keep surprising me, I think, because just as a whole, I just see all around, you know, you need these expensive watches, especially when it comes to dive watches, not really more of these dress sporty watches, but these expensive watches that can go thousands of meters. You can have a very inexpensive watch that will last a lifetime. I'm not saying this one in particular, because again, it did break at that initial drop, but this is just an idea. Even this watch, I mean, if you don't care about replacing the movement, but you don't need to go spending thousands and hundreds of dollars to get a watch that will last you a lifetime. Obviously, if you're in the hobby and you like it, do it, but don't be pressured. Hopefully down the line, I'll be able to test more expensive watches, and we'll see how it holds up to this $10 cheapest watch I can find on Amazon. Hope you guys enjoy this video. If you have any questions or video suggestions, please feel free to leave a comment below. And until next time, stay safe out there.